Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live. welcome, everybody, to the live video. Thank you for coming on out. Thank you for just all the support and love, right? So, I do have some classical music playing today because they actually didn't mute out my video yesterday, but we just want to be safe. Better safe than sorry. So, welcome. It is 8 o'clock, and we are back today with another part to the series that cash is king, but credit is power. So we are here. If you're watching the replay, make sure you hashtag replay, right? If you're watching this live, hashtag live. I'm so excited to see who's watching, who's commenting, who's interacting. If you share this video, let me know so I can give you a shout out, right? Because who doesn't love a shout out? So if you're watching and if you share this video, please let me know. Hashtag shared. If you're watching live, hashtag live. If you're watching a replay, hashtag replay. Okay. So awesome. Today, we're going to talk about the 6 worst items to appear on your credit report. Yesterday, we talked about how your credit score is calculated. So today is day 2 in the series of Cash is King, Credit is Power. So today, we're going to talk about the 6 worst items to appear on your credit report. Alrighty. So it's easy to make mistakes or experience hardship when it comes to paying your bills, right? So how many of us have dealt with times where we just, life happened and we couldn't pay our bills, right? So things happen and we completely understand that. So some mistakes can be detrimental. Some mistakes are things that we can come back from, right? So we want to avoid every kind of mistake at all costs. That is why I'm here to help guide you through the right things that you want to do and the mistakes that you don't want to make, right? So today we're going to talk about the 6 worst, most detrimental things that can be on your credit report. But first, I just want to talk about credit in general, right? So when we talk about credit, we often find ourselves talking about how, the credit bureau has reported these negative things on my credit report. I have student loans on my credit report. I have so many items on my credit report. But let's go back to the whole basis of having credit. And the big deal is that we want to make sure that we're paying our credit on time, right? When we're utilizing debt because that is a system that the United States has placed in place just to show that you can hold integrity, that you can be a man or woman of your word, right? That you said that you're going to borrow this money, you're going to pay it back on time. It's just a lending system. Because how many of us have went and asked grandma to hold $25 and may not have paid grandma back, right? Or maybe we went and asked our best friend, hey, can I hold $5 to the end of the week? And maybe not have paid that friend back, right? So we have to keep that in mind when we're also talking about credit because credit runs the same way, right? We get a credit card and we max it out. We don't pay it all the way off. And then we find ourselves saying, well, I said I was going to pay it back, but I didn't pay it back. And then it goes into a collection, right? And it reports on your credit report. And then you're like, man, now I got this negative item on my credit report. Same thing happens with your friends and family, right? So you ask to borrow $5 from your best friend, right? And you have this friend group, right? So you borrow $5 from one best friend, you borrow $10 from the next best friend the next week, and you're telling everyone you're going to pay them back, right? So you don't pay them back, and a month goes by, and they're like, "Hey, where's my money?" And you still don't give them their money back, right? So another month goes by, they're asking, "Where's my $5? Where my $10 at?" You still have not paid them back. Eventually, your friend group is going to start talking about it, right? They're going to start talking about how you borrow money, and maybe that next friend is going to ask to borrow some money, and they're going to tell you, no, you don't want to ask her, or you don't want to allow her to borrow money because you already have a bad history in making sure that you pay money back. So that is how credit works as well. So today, we're going to talk about the 6 worst things that can happen to your credit report, the 6 worst things that can be um, reported to your credit report, right? So number one, charge-offs, right? Charge-offs happen when you mix your payments for 6 months or more, and this can actually cause your creditors to deem your account as uncollectible. So that means that your creditors just feel like we're not getting this money back. So what they do is they write it off as a tax write-off, and they sell that debt to another company, a credit collection company or a debt collection company, and that's where you get those, harassing phone calls because you haven't paid your bill, right? So they sell it off to another company, and then maybe you see it pop up on your credit report under a different name, right? So say you maybe went and got a Walmart card, right? So imagine Walmart is asking you for their money back, but then you don't pay that money back to Walmart. So Walmart goes and sells it to, we're just going to think of a random name. Let's say Swain Incorporated, right? My name is Swain. So we go and sell it to Swain Incorporated, which is a debt collection company. So Swain Incorporated, because I want my money, I done bought it from Walmart, right? So I want my money back. So now I'm going to contact you about that money, right? That's how a charge off works. So some companies, they continue to just charge interest, but most don't. So if they do decide to keep charging interest, they have to continue to report it as income. Most companies would rather just write it off and be done with it. So that's how that charge off happens, right? So definitely charge-offs can cause you to be denied by other lenders. So you definitely want to make sure that you do not get any charge-offs, right? If you need help with budgeting your funds and getting yourself on the right track so that you don't miss payments, especially 6 month worth of payments, definitely reach out to me. Let's get you on a budget. We can sit down and write out a personalized budget, get you on our program where you can get access to that personalized budget, and we can make sure that you are paying your bills on time, right? So that's number one. Collections is number two. So not only will creditors charge off your account after a period of non-payment, they may also hire a third-party debt collector to attempt to collect the payment for you. So like I told you before, they go and sell it to another company, and now that other company is going to hound you for that money, right? So now it is in collections. They want that money back, so they're going to get it back by any cost, right? Number three is bankruptcy. So filing bankruptcy, it allows you to legally remove liability for some or all of your debts. Some or all of your debts, right? So depending on the type of bankruptcy you file, and then your credit report will reflect each of the accounts you included in your bankruptcy. So it's still going to be there, right? Even though the bankruptcy information can legally remain on your credit report for 7 to 10 years, you can begin rebuilding your credit soon after your debts have been discharged. But what you want to be mindful of is with a bankruptcy, bankruptcy is often a great analogy that I like to use. So, say you broke your leg, right? You or we're not even gonna say your leg. We're gonna say you broke your foot, right? Maybe you jumped off of a high cliff. I hope nobody's jumping off high cliffs, but you jumped off a high cliff. Maybe you shattered your foot and didn't even realize it. You were in a lot of pain, but you didn't realize you broke it, right? So a couple months go by and your foot is just in excruciating pain. So you go to the doctor and the doctor tells you you broke your foot a while back. What kind of incidents may have happened to help you break your foot? So your broken foot is going to be your debt and your collections, your charge-offs, all of those items on your on your credit report, right? And then bankruptcy is when the doctor says, well, what we're going to have to do is go back in and re-break that foot so that we can get it back where we need it to be the correct way, right? So that's bankruptcy. Sometimes it can hurt you a little bit more just to get you back on the right track. So bankruptcy is definitely a last resort type of thing. So reach out to me before you file bankruptcy. Let's talk about other options to get those items off your report so you don't have to file bankruptcy. You don't have to start all the way over from the bottom, right? Number four, foreclosure. So if you default on your mortgage loan, your lender will repossess your home and auction it off to recover the amount of the mortgage. So you don't want to go into foreclosure. Right now, there are so many families going into foreclosure because of COVID-19. So we want to make sure that we can talk about what we can do to get you back budgeting, get you back on the right track, because foreclosure is a scary thing and you do not want your home to be repossessed or auctioned off. So definitely let's talk about that. Tax liens is number five. So when you don't pay property taxes on your home or another piece of property, the government can seize the property and auction it off for your unpaid taxes. So definitely make sure you pay those taxes. You go buy a new car, pay those car taxes. You go buy a new home, pay those property taxes. Just make sure you're paying your property taxes. You don't want a tax lien. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people with our company have been able to get, $1,000 tax liens, $100,000 tax liens removed. It is possible to get them removed, but it is also one of those really derogatory items that can be on your credit report. So you do not want a tax lien on your credit report. And then number six, last but not least, lawsuits or judgments. So some creditors may take you to court and sue you for a debt. So if other collections fail, they'll take you to court, and you definitely don't want to go to court. You're going to incur, lawyer fees, all kind of different fees. So you don't want to go to court. If the lawsuit is accurate and a judgment is entered against you, it can remain on your credit report for 7 years from the date of filing. even after you satisfy the judgment. So you definitely don't want those judgments or lawsuits on your credit report. So definitely let's talk about how we can get you on a budget, get you paying your bills on time, right? So that you do not have any lawsuits or judgments. Guys, we talked about 6 different things, the 6 worst things that can appear on your credit report. So you definitely want to make sure that you are mindful of these things. Number 1 is charge-offs. Number 2, collections. Number 3, bankruptcies. Number 4, foreclosure. 5, tax liens. And 6, lawsuits or judgments. Again, my name is Jocelyn Swain. I definitely look forward to seeing you all soon. Tomorrow, I'm going live at 8 p.m. here on Facebook. This is going to happen every day, Monday through Friday. If you're watching this live, hashtag live. If you're watching a replay, hashtag replay. Share this with everyone that you know, your mom, your dad, sister, cousin, aunt, grandma, grandpa. Guys, everyone has credit. We all need this information. So make sure that you share this to your favorite Facebook group. And I hope to see you all soon. Bye, guys.